Lesson 5-3, Example 1. Our objective is learning to add and subtract mixed numbers with unlike denominators. So here we have a couple of mixed numbers, 3 and 1/8, added to 1 and 5/6. Well, I'm going to rewrite this. 3 and 1/8 and 1 and 5/6. For me, putting them vertically is just a little bit more of a help. It gives me some place to work over here as well, because I need to say that, okay, I have eighths and sixths, different denominators, different size pieces, so I need to find a common denominator. And the common denominator, I'm just going to multiply those denominators together. And 8 times 6 is 48. So I'm going to use 48ths as my common denominator. My whole numbers will stay the same. 8 times 6 is going to give me 48. So I'm going to do, if I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top. 1 times 6 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. So 5 times 8 is 40. So now I have my new rewritten problem. 3 and 6 48ths plus 1 and 40 48ths. Well, can add 48ths. They're the same size pieces. 6 and 40 is 46 48ths. I have 3 holes added to 1 hole. That's 4 holes. So I have 4 and 46 48ths. Now that is a completely correct solution. However, I could simplify it, because 46 and 48 both have a common factor of 2. And so I can divide both by 2. My 4 stays the same. I'm not changing my whole number. I'm just simplifying my fraction. And so my 4 stays the same. 46 divided by 2 is 23. And 48 divided by 2 is 24. There's no common factors of those two numbers, so this 4 and 23 24ths is the most simplified form of my solution. Let's take a look at another problem. Here we have 5 and 2/3, and I'm subtracting 1 and 1/4. Well, again, I'm going to rewrite this problem so that it's vertical. It's a subtraction problem. And again, I have unlike denominators. I have unlike fractions. So I'm going to find a common denominator. In this time, I'm going to think of what the LCD is, or the lowest common denominator. Well, the lowest common denominator of these two numbers is 12. That is the lowest common denominator. It also happens to be what would happen if I multiply those denominators together. That's just a happy coincidence. So 3 times 4 is 12. I do it to the bottom, I do it to the top, and 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12, so 3 times 1 is 3. My whole numbers have not changed. All I'm doing is converting my fractions into an equivalent fraction. So I'm still subtracting. I want to look here. Do I have enough twelfths up here to take out this many twelfths here? And I do. I have 8 twelfths here. I can take away 3 twelfths from that. I'm left with 5 twelfths. 5 minus 1 is 4. And since I used the lowest common denominator, I already have my most simplified form of the fraction. So my solution to this problem is 4 and 5 twelfths. Let's take a look at one more problem. Here we have 6 and 2/3 subtracting out 3 and 2/9. I'm going to rewrite my problem again. And I'm noticing that I have unlike denominators, unlike fractions, so I want a common denominator. And I'm just noticing here that, well, I can already use one of these denominators, 9, because 3 is a factor of 9. 9 is a multiple of 3. So I'm going to keep my 3 and 2/9 the same. And I'm going to change my 2/3 into 6/9, because 3 times 3 is 9 and 2 times 3 is 6. I'm subtracting here. I'm going to look at my fractions first. I have 6/9 and 2/9, and I'm taking 2/9 from 6/9. I can do that. And I end up with 4/9. And 6 minus 3 is 3. And I'm already in. I've used the lowest common denominator. So this one was already there, so 3 4/9 is the most simplified form of that solution.